Hi there, how are you guys? It's Gina Brogan. Woo! It's gonna be windy here, I think. I fear. Look what's next to me. A stack of books. This is a stack of books. Can I enlarge it? No, I can't. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about those books in a minute. So this is a question I'm asked frequently. But Gina, how do I tune in to the frequency of my desires? How do I feel the feelings of the wishes fulfilled when I'm not feeling it, when I can't observe it, I can't physically, tangibly experience what I desire? How do I become an energetic match or a frequency match for the wishes fulfilled? And here's the answer. One of the ways that I've been really good at using to describe this is helping you get really clear on, well, why do you want a relationship? Why do you want more money? Why do you want to travel to Bali? Why, asking the question, why do you want the thing that you want? Well, the only reason we want the things we want is because we think we will feel better in the having of the thing. And I do this a lot with money with my clients and my friends alike, where they say, I just want $1 million. And I'm like, really? Why? Why do you want $1 million or $10 million or any amount of money? And most often the answer is, well, because I will feel secure financially and I will never have to worry about money again. And my answer is always, is that really true? Because one of the ways we keep our desires away from us is by thinking, once I get to this place, once I get this thing, then I will be happy. Then I will feel safe. Then I will feel loved. And the answer to that, the antidote to needing the things before you get to feel it, is to learn what it would feel like. So for each and every one of us, feeling loved, feeling prosperous, feeling protected, feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling healthy, it's all different, right? Each and every one of us has our own interpretation of what that looks like and feels like tangibly. And if you can tune into, well, what would it feel like if I had the body I wanted, the money I wanted, the partner I wanted, what would it feel like? And you know the answer for you. I cannot answer that question for you, but you can. And here are some steps you can take. Oh, we're not going till 5 now, so we have a little more time. She just texted saying, can we go to 5?
I'm gonna move.
Thank you. Look at my human rock star. He is going to pump up my paddleboard. And that is one example of how I can feel loved and supported. I can ask my son, hey, would you mind doing this thing for me? And there he goes to do it. So let's go back to what I was saying. Each and every one of us has our own interpretation of what it would feel like to be supported, loved, secure, safe, healthy, because each and every one of us has our own unique challenges or contrasting experience in those areas. For example, if you have had relationship experiences that have felt high conflict, where faithfulness and trust were issues and were not your experience, or if you've had the financial struggles all your life and you know what it feels like to have what you don't want. You know the experiences that you no longer want. So when you know that, when you are clear on that for yourself, you can get clear on what you do want and start to bring some emotion and energy into that. And this is where you really will develop your sense of imagination, your skills in imagination, and your powers of creation. This is where the work gets really fun. So I'm going to take you through an example of somebody who has had very disempowering, toxic, abusive relationships even, and you can look at those characteristics and qualities in those types of relationships where maybe you are always feeling like, oh my gosh, what kind of mood is my partner going to come home in? Have I taken care of everything? You feel yourself going into the energy of fear and lack and, oh my gosh, I hope I have checked off all the lists to make sure that when they come home or when they wake up in the morning, they aren't angry. And you know, if you resonate with what I'm saying, you know that that is a black hole. There is no filling that hole of somebody else's need, right? Because it's a dynamic. If you're in that dynamic of a relationship, it's never going to change. It might fluctuate and you might fill the hole temporarily, but they're going to be ahead of you digging new holes. So if you can identify those feelings that feel disempowering, then you can also identify the opposite. You can identify, well, what would the feeling of a safe, secure, happy, stable, loving, faithful, rewarding, passionate, rich, generous relationship feel like? And I have just given 10 words to describe a relationship that is not in that same needy, abusive dynamic, right? So I'm starting to feed the energy with words. Okay, well, if I feel abused or taken advantage of, or like I'm always on edge, I feel anxious in my relationship, what would the opposite feel like? And when you can start to identify the opposite of it, that's where your power lies. Oh, isn't it amazing? And you can start to pretend using your imagination and call in the opposite. And what happens there, this is where a lot of magic happens, because then you're going to start to tell yourself the stories of why that's not available either out in the world or for you. And this is where you really get to work with these specific things that you believe are true. They are only your beliefs. They are not your truth, because you get to decide, well, I want to change that belief, because beliefs are simply thoughts that you've thought over and over and over again. So if you think of a record player, back in the days when there were records and they had the needle in the groove, well, the needle just made that groove really, really deep, and the deeper your groove, the more difficult, more releasing you may have to do with those beliefs. But trust me, when you start to create affirmations, to create new belief systems and new thought patterns, then you start to look for evidence. You start to look for evidence of either your worthiness of a happier, healthier, safe, fun relationship, and then evidence that it does exist out in the world. It actually does exist, because you can find examples of those types of relationships. So what you're doing in creating new belief systems is you're creating new stories that not only does it exist out there, but I'm also worthy of it. And you keep reinforcing that. So that is the practice, to start with, how do I really want to feel instead of how I do feel, and start to observe in your mind. So now how do you take all of that practical action and bring it into your body? These are the spiritual steps. So sitting in your meditation, you've got a word bank of what the relationship you desire looks and feels like, right? So we've created a little word bank. It feels safe, it feels fun, it feels passionate, it feels romantic, it feels trustworthy, it feels loyal, it feels romantic, whatever. Just create your own words, and words bring energy, right? If you are continuing to say love is all of these things, then you're going to start to create that. Thank you so much. You're going to start to create new energy around your idea of love. If you're coming from where love hurts, love is painful, love is sacrifice, you're creating a brand new idea about love. And love is fun, it's adventurous, it's supportive, it's generous, it's loyal, it's faithful, it supports me, it celebrates me, it's exciting, but not drama. Not that kind of exciting. So this is what I encourage you to do. Develop your word bank around how you want to feel. Create affirmations about, of what love is. And I'm just using love as an example here because I'm sure it's something most of us can relate to. And then you create your word bank, your affirmations, then you can take it even deeper. Well, now that I'm experiencing, you see evidence of it out in the world, you create evidence by practicing. You can step out of your comfort zone a little bit more and ask for what you want, whether you're in a relationship now or you're calling in a relationship. You can ask from your partner, oh, hey, I would love to bring more of this energy into our relationship. And moving out of your comfort zone and asking for more of what you want, releasing any attachment to the outcome helps you build those muscles of becoming that next level version of you. So then what you're doing next is you've got your feelings, you've got your affirmations, you're looking for evidence, you're taking steps now and creating evidence in your own life, and then you can create symbolic scenes. This is one of my favorite visioning processes. So you can create a symbolic scene of, and like I like to do it, going into my next level energy, connecting with my next level self, and acting as if it's totally normal that this is what's happening in my life. Whether it's an income milestone, a relationship milestone, a health and body milestone, it doesn't matter. I go into the energy. Well, now that this is already a normal part of my life, I'm in the relationship, I have the body I want, I'm receiving the income I want, or I'm doing the business, I'm living the life I desire to be living, and I feel that energy. I write a letter to my today self from my next level self. And that's just another way to connect with that life. You're connecting with it and you're bringing it into the now. That's how so what would be normal if I was in that relationship, right? Well, because it's a safe, loving, protective, loyal, supportive, fun, generous, passionate, romantic relationship. Hey, Megan, how are you? Then this is what's normal for us. My partner and I, we love to travel together. We love to take our kids skiing together. We love to go, I love to go grocery shopping and meal planning and preparing and enjoying together. I love to build, just be at home, like working on projects together. I have literally manifested this life that I'm living now, where I'm living with my family. We're working on our businesses together. We're all supporting each other in different ways. And it's like literally magic. There was no direct line to get here. But there was the practice of feeling it, wishing for it, loving it, and falling in love with it. And then you feed energy. You continue to feed energy into it. And when you're feeding energy into the life that you desire, you are allowing that life that you no longer want to identify with, that you no longer want to live, those realities that you no longer want, you're allowing those to die off and fade away. So that is where your power is. Now, what I want to ask you, I was going to do some things here. First of all, if you have questions. So I have worked with people about how to develop that next level relationship, how to get to that next level financial milestone, how to trust money. One of the people I was working with just yesterday, I said, what's going to make you happy? Like, what do you think would make you happy? And he was like, well, to have a girlfriend and to have money. And I'm like, okay, that's easy. Those are really easy. And then I said, one of the things that many people do is they undershoot their actual target. And I said, well, what is having a girlfriend? What are the qualities of this partnership? He said, oh, just someone who likes me. And I laughed right away because I could relate completely. I used to think, well, if anybody is foolish enough to like me, then that's who I'll go with. Like, that works. That's enough for me. And I really, really was like creating very, very low standards for myself. And that is something that I really want to encourage people to really raise the bar and go for what they feel is impossible, because there's a few reasons why. If you feel it's impossible for you, but you kind of desire it, you can get really clear on if you truly desire it by feeding it energy. And what I will also warn you is that you will manifest it if you truly desire it and you continue to hold that standard. Now, where people tend to go wrong is they see something that's partly kind of what they want, but there's actually a lot in that person or situation that's not what they want. And they think, well, this is as good as it's going to get. And my encouragement is to actually notice what you do want and what that gap is, and say, you know what, I'm actually going to keep manifesting and holding on to this desire, because if it's in your heart, if it is something you desire based on your experience, your life experience, and your true authentic desires, then it is lined up, it is meant for you. Where people go wrong is they spend so much of their time, they feel like, well, there's a gap between feeling worthy of what we desire and if we've, especially for those who have been in disempowering, toxic, abusive relationships, and realizing that it's totally available. Because if you've been in a relationship that has challenged you, then your self-worth and your desires, you may feel like they are not worthy, they are not real, they are not available. And so you will settle for what you think the world makes available to you. And if, I want to reiterate one more time, if it's a desire in your heart based on your life experience, which has been contrasting and has not delivered what you want, and you, as a result of that experience, you want something more, it is lined up for you. It is available for you. In the problem lies the solution. So it is your job to allow yourself to want that bigger thing. Okay, so there's another thing I just want to share here, because I showed you this stack of books here. And I am sharing this because this is an example. I just did a post about how I'm living my best and favorite life right now. And one of the things I'm doing, I'm living with my parents and one of my kids, hopefully get my other kid up here soon. And we're all working on our respective businesses. I'm just about to launch a new mala bead business and crystal business, where it's an online product store with actual products, and the products are starting to come in, and that's been kind of a long dream of mine. And I'm also going to be making my very own mala bead necklaces to sell in my store. So that's a thing. My dad, I gotta share this with you. My dad has written all these books. He is an amazing author. These books are amazing. Okay, this is a duplicate. And this is a duplicate. Let's see. And so we've been working on how to get these books to market. Oh, I will definitely share with you my malas. I have the first shipment coming, and I have some pre-made malas coming, and I also will be making my own, which is like such a big deal. So excited. So anyway, my dad's written all these books, and they're really, really good. But they're sitting on his shelf because he doesn't know how to sell them, and he wants to. And I'm like, okay, this has got to be done. So one of the books we are looking at right now, I believe it's this one. This is one that a lot of the people who I work with, who I hang out with, my circle people, will love this book. It's about Joan of Arc, and it's about her, basically being, what's the word? What is the word? Well, she was put on trial, and because she was a woman, basically, she was a woman, and she was burned at the stake, right? She was a woman. She claimed to be hearing voices from God, and she was in her power. She was leading armies, French armies, to defeat the English or whatever. That whole part was just all like war stuff. But this getting to know her through the dialogue in this book, it was really, really amazing. I loved it, and I learned a lot. And it's just like so interesting to see how the patriarchy that my dad kind of played out in the book and used their power to manipulate the trial system, and it was just fascinating. So this was a book that I read, and I would love to invite you to give a review. You can buy this book for 99 cents on Kindle. Right now, my dad lowered the price to 99 cents to invite people to read the book, give a review, because he wants to have reviews. I'm teaching him how to like push the boat out there and make your dreams come true, and sell his books on Amazon. He's got so many good books. So this is one of the steps. I said, heck yeah, I will push it out there. I will tell everybody on my Facebook page, read my dad's book for 99 cents, leave a review, and that will just help him get more out there. So this is part of the dream life that I've created, where I get to live in the country, I get to paddleboard in the evenings, I get to ride my bike through the mountains, I get to be in nature, I get to be with my family, I get to build businesses, and I get to have the time to create. All of this is a result of me creating it from my imagination and becoming an energetic match for it by tuning into, well, what would it feel like? What would it be like? And I practice rehearsing my future memories. So if you want to know more about, if you just jumped on here and you want to watch the replay, share this with your friends. Go to Amazon. Oh, in Amazon, type in Jean and Robert Gambogi, and this book will come up. Download it on Kindle for 99 cents and leave a review if you don't mind. Let us know what you think about the book. And so I'm training my dad, I'm training my family to rehearse and feel the feelings of the success that they want. They're amazing artists, and I want them to learn how to get that success, how to move past the fear of promoting yourself, the fear of whatever people live in fear of when it's time to go bigger. And this is such an amazing, amazing time in our world where we literally are... We're going to be starting with a blank screen, a blank palette and creating the education systems of financial institutions, even the policing systems that we have. The old paradigm is crumbling, you guys, and this is time for the creators, the feminine energy to come through and create through our heart's desires. So if you have any questions about how to do this, if you want to get on my free course, How to Create from Your Heart's Desires, it's Next Level University, the free course. I will put a link to that here. I will also put a link to this book, so you can just download it for free and start feeling the feelings of your heart's desire. What would loving relationship look like? What would a full bank account look like? Why would you want it? How does that help you change your life? How does that help you become the version of you want to be? Listen to your heart and start to feel the feelings of the wish fulfilled. All right, I'm going to get ready to go on my paddleboard boat, my paddleboard up to the lake, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.